in history. 109 million in 27 seconds. Fuck!
When committing a robbery, every split second counts. Thieves can be incredibly sophisticated and sometimes pull off million-dollar robberies within the blink of an eye.
Check, can y'all hear? Yes or no?
Stop tour of famous heists around
can y'all hear? Yes or no?
Here are some of the fastest thefts in history. Dubai. Our first stop is in Dubai, in a brazen heist that took them only 170 seconds. What you'll find with most robberies on the list is that the fastest high-profile thefts involve jewelry. To rob a bank?
Chad, what's 107 seconds? No, 170 seconds. That's like 2 minutes is... That's about like 3 minutes. 3 minutes. That's like 3 minutes. That's like 3 minutes.
Barriers and security measures put in place to stop someone from accessing their cash.
He got that bitch to his
noggin. To go into the store, smash the glass, take the expensive jewels inside, and run for the hills. In 2000,
Chat, they got Sledge. They got Sledge out here.
robbing
banks and shit.
Mall in Dubai witnessed something from a Hollywood movie, and the chain of events could only be fully understood when looking back on the CCTV cameras. One car drives through the glass windows of the mall, while another vehicle follows. The cars move inside this mall towards a jewelry store. One car stops, and a man with a gun comes out and checks the surroundings. The other car then barges into the door of a Graf jewelry store. Carrying a gun and a hammer, the man smashes all of the glass casings and helps himself to some highly expensive jewelry. He takes $3.4 million.
$3.4 million? Bitch, you know what I could do with that? I could buy 8 strippers. I could buy 14 Lambos. I could buy a mini mansion. Man, 3.4 mil.
And then speeds off. The gang had come and gone within the space of 170 seconds. It was revealed later that the cars they used was...
Chat, in 3 minutes. Chat, in 3 minutes, you could be a millionaire. And I'm out here working a job to get motherfucking...
stolen too. The gun he was carrying turned out to be fake and was used as a way to scare people off and make sure nobody tried to make themselves a hero.
Chad, work smarter, not harder, man.
Road where they burned down the 2 brand new Audi cars they had just stolen in order to destroy any evidence. This heist, along with others on this list, is believed to be perpetrated by a gang of jewelry thieves known as the Pink Panthers, named after the Pink Panther comedy and crime movie series. While they are incredibly effective jewelry thieves, they are much more bloody and ruthless than those portrayed in the movies. Let's just say there's nothing to be laughed at when these guys are at work. When they orchestrated their heist in Dubai, the thieves tried to flee the country. Luckily, Dubai police captured 2 suspects before they could make their way across the border. As well as the 2 stolen Audis, the group had rented a more modest Nissan Sunny for their getaway. And the Emirati police found the jewelry in this car. It was until 2014 that a 3rd suspect was found. He was arrested by the Spanish authorities and then handed over to the UAE in 2015. And to rub further salt in their wounds, their heist car is now on display at the Dubai Police Museum to reflect the police's ingenious work in cracking the case. But despite the speedy cars, raids, and getaways, this is the slowest theft on our list. Here's where things get a bit faster. London. Our next heist takes us to merry old England and fun. To another Graf diamond store on New Bond Street. At 4:40 p.m, 2 men dressed in suits walked in, posing as customers. While they did not wear any masks, this is not actually what they look like. Before the robbery, they told makeup artists that they were making a music video and needed their appearance completely altered. The makeup artists recalled that one told the other, "My own mother wouldn't recognize me now," to which the other replied, "That's got to be a good thing."
That's the dumbest shit, I ain't gonna lie. Like, getting a makeup artist to do your shit, their makeup artist, like, the makeup artist is gonna tell on y'all. He gonna tell on y'all ass. So that, unless the makeup artist was in the plan and he was getting a cut too, but yeah.
Thing, hasn't it? Once inside, they pulled out handguns and ordered the staff
to no fucking way.
Then they forced the shop assistant, Petra Einar, to open the display cabinets. It took them 2 minutes to collect $65 million worth of...
Chat, I work my ass off. I work my ass off at work. And they just got 65 million in 2 fucking minutes. They made 18 million times more money than I make in an hour.
Jewelry.
I think think I need to go rob some shit. I ain't gonna lie, chat. Like who tried to go hit a little lick with me, man? Cause this living life regular shit ain't gonna work. This living life regular shit is not gonna cut it.
The sum of the 43 jewels taken. The haul included diamond earrings, necklaces and rings with a total value of around £40 million.
However, the thieves cannot simply sell these pieces as they are.
Experts think they're so
I was finna say that, like, if you steal jewelry, who the fuck is you selling it to? Who the fuck is just buying jewelry off a random motherfucker? Like, if you steal jewelry, like, what the fuck you gonna do with that? You gonna have to know a way to sell that shit.
recognizable that they would have to be broken up, which would dramatically...
I'm the getaway driver, I bet.
The gunmen were well aware that police could be waiting for them.
I
even
bet
at
we
this
gone,
early
chat.
stage, so
We
they
finna
brought
go
out
rob some
Petra
shit.
Erna as a hostage while they waited for their getaway driver to arrive. Interestingly, they also fired a gunshot to clear the street. In Britain, police do not all carry guns, and only a particular section of them are allowed to use firearms. If an ordinary police officer was walking around, they would simply not be allowed to respond, and instead, he or she would have to wait for the specialist gun force to arrive. This sequence of events points towards an incredibly capable set of criminals. However, their methods of transport getting to and from...
I ain't gonna lie, them fits hard on God, chat. If we do hit a lick, we need some raw ass costumes. Chat, what costumes we gonna wear? We need some raw shit.
The scene of the crime suggests otherwise. According to Good Morning America, the heist was so brazen, police say the men arrived at the store in a London taxi and made an incredible getaway, changing cars 3 times over a distance measuring less than half a mile. They crashed once, handed a bag of jewels to an accomplice on a motorcycle, and gave police the slip. Despite being right in the center of London, they traveled from getaway car to getaway car, and this helped keep the police off their scent.
This
However,
nigga
the
trying to
fact
look
that they were
good and
constantly
shit.
moving from one vehicle to the other led to one of them losing their
fuck
phone
you
in one of the cars. This was a crucial mistake.
So if you doing the heist, you not trying to look cool as hell doing the heist. Like, come on now, we can have like, bro, come on man, like, shut the fuck up.
And led to them being caught by the old bill.
2 men appeared in court today, charged with carrying out Britain's biggest ever jewellery robbery. They're accused of conspiring to rob Graff Jewellers on New Bond Street. A 3rd man has been charged in connection with the incident.
However, none of the jewellery has been recovered from this heist, and it's unlikely that the criminals will ever divulge this information. Tacoma. Our next heist takes us to Tacoma, Washington, in what was one of the fastest bank robberies of all time. At one point, the criminal I'm about to discuss was an American hero. Luke Elliott Summer served time.
That's what life do to you, man. You be good. Life fucks you in your ass, then you become evil, bro. There I go.
In the US Army, but in a strange twist of fate, he ended up using his military training to hold up a bank. Summer grew up in
I get the
British
stuff
Columbia,
like off
Canada,
the
but holds
skies.
dual citizenship with
be
Canada.
Peppa Pig family, bro. If a group of people come in dressed like Peppa Pig characters, bro, and rob a fucking bank, we're immediately dying.
He joined the US Army when he was just 17 in 2003, the very year
like
that
they
America
not gonna
led
take
its
us
invasion of
serious at
Iraq.
all.
A year later, Summer spent time in Baghdad, and in 2005, he spent time in Afghanistan. When returning to America, he recruited people to join his training camp. On August 7th, 2006, 4 men charged into a Tacoma branch of Bank of America carrying weapons. It was organized to every last detail. 2 of the men were holding handguns and were responsible for getting hold of the money. The other 2 carried AK-47s and were guarding the bank from outside. They all wore body armor too, and carried plenty of ammunition with them. Summer was one of the men with a handgun leading the charge. A prosecutor of the case said if the police arrived, Luke Summer planned to go to war. The robbers were armed for combat. Summer continued shouting orders at the tellers to hand over the money, while one of the men guarding the entrance shouted out how much time had elapsed. Summer reordered the tellers to give them $20, $50, and $100 bills, and told them not to give any money with serial numbers or die packs that would be traceable. His assistant collected the money, and when it hit the 2-minute mark, the team's timekeeper shouted, "Let's go," and they fled the scene. They exited the bank with $54,011, taking them 2 minutes and 21 seconds. The gang used military precision in this robbery. But
bro, so as you shoot somebody in a heist situation, bro, like it's over with. Like you cannot have a heist situation no more. Like they're going to bum rush in that bitch once you kill somebody.
But it was one
like it's gonna be like you real life gonna be having to go to war if you kill somebody, bro.
Them to being caught in 3 days' time. When they took off in their getaway vehicle, a bystander took down their license plate number and handed it over to the police. The bandits forgot to get rid of this license plate, and this was traced back to the car of one of the gunmen, while the thieves
These dumb fuckers forgot the license plate on the car that they... You see, these are rookies. I ain't gonna lie, chat. If me and my homies do a heist, I'm trying to tell you, chat, if we do a heist, we gotta do the greatest heist in the world. We have to go, we have to rob the maximum security bank in the world. And I think it's like in Asia. I think it's like in Europe or some shit. Like Dubai, Europe, something like that, right? And me and my homies, like, if we do it, we gotta do the biggest one. Because it's either we gonna be successful or we gotta die. It's only two options. It's either we be successful in the mission or we have to die. And boom, right? I'm gonna be like, the shit in my head, it's like cold as hell. Like, it's cold as fuck. So we all in these raw ass suits. We got on different type of masks and shit. We all got different type of masks. We got my boy Kelly. He in the back. He in the arm. He in the black rape. He in the black truck. My boy Kelly in the black truck. He hacking the security cams. Boom, we in that bitch. Boom, he hacking in the cams. He got cams. Then it's me, Court, and Jamar. No, me, Court, and Nasir. So me, Courtney, and Nasir, we entering in the bank. Boom, we enter the bank. We already got our mask, gloves on, shit like that. We instantly we wrap the doors up in some silicone shit, some whatever the fuck. You feel me? We wrap them bitches up with zip ties. We wrap the doors up with, we come in, wrap the doors up with zip ties. Boom, right? Boom. We all got duffel bags and our shit. Walk the bam. Me, I'm kind of like the leader. I'm in front. I come in, like I run in, boom, I jump on the table. Everybody get on the fucking ground. So everybody on the ground and shit, boom, boom, we instantly. I'm telling commands, open the safe. What the hell? Like, I'm getting on, I'm like, it's raw as hell in my head. Like, chat, it's really raw as hell. And so they doing whatever we tell them, woo out the band. We crowd control. Me and Courtney, we crowd control the shit. We on their ass, boom, 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 right? And then Nasir the one, he look Arab, right? So our homie Nasir, he look Arab, right? So which is Arabic, which is like, you know what people say about the Arabic people, like they like bombs and shit. So Nasir, boom, he go downstairs, boop, bop, 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 right? He go downstairs to the vote. He put all like the sticky bomb shit. He put all the bombs on the vote. Boom, blow that bitch. You feel me? He stashed in the money. Boom, he in the money. He hitting the money. Yeah. So we all got money in our shit. Boom, we take off. Boom, we open the door. Then we get in the car. We get in our car. We walk the bam. Boom, right? Now Landis is driving the car. He the go fast man. Boom, we in the car. Boom. We all in the car, shit like that. We driving off, and shit, we drive out to the sunset, man. Oh God, man. But Kelly died though, because they had end up shooting him because they seen that big ass truck, they followed him and then they killed him type shit. So everybody survived except for Kelly type shit, and we live happily ever after.
I've spoken about earlier, remained extremely tight-lipped when caught.
Bomber, be careful, he might blow up the car.
By the police, this guy was a lot more cooperative. He spilled the beans on everything that happened, leaving Summer and the rest of the team in hot water too. The bystander who foiled this plan may have prevented more than just one robbery. According to CTV News, Summer, then 20 years old, planned to use the proceeds of the robbery to start a criminal gang in BC that would rival the Hells Angels. Summer was sentenced to prison, but it is still not the end of this story. In 2008, he tried to hire a hitman to kill
we getting away quick, oh God,
and specifically requested to make it look like murder, not an accident. Thankfully, the hitman he hired was an FBI informant, which slapped another 20 years onto his sentence for good measure.
Damn.
Hong Kong.
Wait, what?
Specifically requested to make it look like he tried to hire it. Summer was sentenced to prison, but it is still not the end of this story. In 2008, he tried to hire a hitman to kill the attorney who got him convicted, and specifically requested to make it look like murder, not an accident. Thankfully, the hitman he hired was an FBI informant, which slapped another 20 years onto his sentence for good measure.
Bro, what? Bro, how do you even hire a hitman? Where the fuck do you go find a hitman? Like, how do you even put in an application to be a hitman? And how do you search for these motherfuckers? Like, what the fuck you go, like, how can you find, like, you go on eBay and type in hitman, Craigslist, the dark web, WhatsApp, like, what, how the fuck do you find a hitman? Second off, how the fuck do, like, the hitman you hired is a double agent, bro. So now you got 20 extra shits on your neck, bro. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This world is stupid, bro. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. At this point, people in this world just doing shit, bro. Cause how the fuck do you even find a hitman? And how the fuck you even get fucked even more? Yeah, bro.
Hong Kong. Our next robbery takes us across to the Far East in Hong Kong, where $3 million worth of jewelry was taken in 90 seconds. In the popular Tsim Sha Tsui shopping district, a high-end store named VIP Watch and Jewelry was the unfortunate target of ruthless thieves. In July 2018, 3 masked men confidently charged inside at 10:45.
Feels like a rubber band hitting against your skin really.
a.m. The glass was smashed and many luxury watches were taken and placed into a bag. They took 34 Swiss-made luxury watches and 39 American-made bracelets. A total estimated value of $23.5 million.
Chad, that's Chad, they living life with that money. FBI be watching people search history. How do you even search up hitman? Like, what the? I don't know, bro.
Hong Kong dollars, which is equivalent to $3 million US. No guns were seen at the scene.
Only
of the
$3
crime.
million?
The culprits were simply armed with a knife and a retractable baton. Sadly, a male employee was injured badly by the baton and had to be taken to hospital after the robbery. He was speaking on his mobile phone when the robbers came in and may have said something to alert the other person on the phone that he was in danger. A source told the South China Morning Post it appeared the employee was beaten because the gang thought he tried to make a phone call. Customers and other staff were threatened with a knife, but whether the police were tipped off or not, this might not have made much of a difference. The thieves came and went in the space of 90 seconds. As quick as a flash, the robbers fled the scene onto the nearby Lock Road, where their getaway vehicle awaited. Superintendent Wong Chi said, "From our preliminary investigations, this getaway car is believed to have been stolen in Yuen Long District in March. The fact that this car was stolen months before the heist tells you just how much planning and preparation went into this 1.5-minute job." Another vehicle was also found on fire and is believed to be linked to the case. The police believe that the bandits handed over the jewelry to someone else while switching getaway cars, and afterward they made their way into mainland China. 2 of the men are believed to be Chinese and could speak fluent Cantonese. The other robber was of South Asian descent. Arrests were made weeks after the heist. All 3 men were believed.
Bro, they got arrested. Chad, I ain't gonna lie, like, is we gonna see one that they didn't get arrested? Like, they stole the shit, boom. Boom. They stole all this money, what the bam, and they did it in this short amount of time. But it's not cool if you don't get away. Like, all this shit is ass, bro. Like, is anybody gonna get away though?
To be caught.
Like, I want to hear a story of a motherfucker doing it and getting away. Now that's cool as fuck.
Police and
my dad is a cop,
the men also
but he on the bench because on SWAT.
However, the stolen goods have not been recovered. Paris. Our next robbery happened in Paris, the city of love. The Pink Panthers are very active in this city, and some even allege that
the Pink Panthers get busy, cause I've seen them in this video like 8 times.
They were involved in the high-profile robbery of Kim Kardashian. Instead of robbing a jewelry store, sometimes it is easier to simply mug an individual carrying expensive belongings. In 2014, thieves decided to put this to the test and rob a Saudi prince. On a quiet Sunday evening at around 5 p.m., Prince Abdul Aziz bin Fahd left the Four Seasons George V, one of the most expensive hotels in all of Paris. A premier room at this place will cost you nearly $2,200 a night. Having checked out, the Saudi prince was on his way to take his private plane at Le Bourget Airport, but would be interrupted along the way. As a royal family member, he did not travel alone and traveled in a convoy alongside security guards and aides. The lead car was a Mercedes van, which had some of his aides inside. However, this level of security did not seem to be enough. 8 masked gunmen driving BMWs swooped in and hijacked the Mercedes van. Without firing any shots, they made off with a briefcase. This Saudi prince had a briefcase stuffed with 250,000 euros in cash, which is about $335,000, as well as...
Child, who the fuck just freely walk around with 300,000? Who walks around with 300,000 on their person? Like, Who the fuck just walks around with $300,000 on their person? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Cash. They also took luxury watches and secret documents. Denis Foriat, a spokesman for the prosecutor's office in Paris, told news outlets the assailants blocked the car with 2 vehicles and asked the occupiers to get out of the car. Then they took the car and drove away. It took them a few dozen seconds to do that. So although there is no exact timestamp on this heist, the thieves did manage to snatch over $300K in the space of seconds. There are many suspicious aspects of this crime. Firstly, how did they know that the Saudi prince was carrying a suitcase full of cash? And
exactly, like how the fuck did they know that? Like, chat, what if they would have stole the shit and it was like a whole bunch of dildos in this shit? So they just did all that to steal a briefcase of dildos. So, like, that'd be some crazy shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, he can't do anything right now because he went against the LAPD.
Secondly, how did they manage to know
I'm finna tell the LAPD
hotel to the airport? Foriat said it was led by
I'm finna
criminals
tell
who
him where your
seemed
pop
to know
said.
that there was money to steal and eventually knew in which car they would find it. When we hear that somebody has been robbed of their possession, our first instinct is to feel sympathetic toward them. However, the French public were not exactly shedding tears for this Saudi prince who found himself short of $250,000. The prince had just finished a 2-month vacation in Paris and was known for leading a lush and lavish lifestyle. An article in Le Monde contained comments such as, "The prince lost his day's pocket change," and another person wrote, "3 little minutes of production from their oil wells, tax included." Nonetheless, the French authorities took
Nah,
this
for real, he a
incredibly
prince.
seriously, and a year later,
He
9
probably
men
got
were
about,
arrested in
like,
connection with the heist. The convicts may have been linked with the
$100
Pink Panthers,
billion.
and the fact that the theft was done so quickly and professionally certainly points to this. New Jersey. In New Jersey, we have not only one of the fastest robberies ever committed, but one of the biggest teams involved too. Virani Jewelers, a jewelry store in New Jersey, found itself suddenly swarmed by a total of 8 gunmen. One of the thieves appears to point a gun at a man near the entrance, while another took out a hammer and starts smashing the glass. The robbery happened at 7:45 p.m., which was minutes before the store was about to close. The thinking behind this may have been that there would be very few customers in the store at this point, and the workers may have also been caught off guard having spent the whole day at work. However, this happened in June 2022,
Nah,
so
just
it was
give it
still
back.
broad daylight at that hour. In just 1 minute, 8 of the thieves run in, smash the glass, and stash jewelry in their bags. It's clear that these people knew what they were doing and did not hang around for long. They took what's believed to be $1 million worth of jewelry.
This is Little India. It is known as a major jewelry market. People come here from well beyond New Jersey, but tonight, many in this neighborhood are shaken as police hunt that group of suspects.
Little India specializes in Indian jewelry and is a popular shopping district for the South Asian community in not just New Jersey, but most of the East Coast. According to Fox News, the region attracts South Asian customers from Maine to Maryland. There are at least 10 to 15 other jewelry stores in the area, so it's a mystery why they chose this store and not the others. Local woman Misbah Chaudhry witnessed the crime and said how comfortable and confident they were. They came in like they owned the store. They're like, all right, everybody down, breaking stuff, filling up their bags, walking away like they had no worries in the world. Thankfully, the only damage caused was to the property at the store.
No serious injuries reported. Brittany, some of those business owners tell me tonight they plan to get together and meet with the mayor come Thursday, Brittany, to talk about safety.
This robbery happened over a year ago, and there have been no further updates on who the culprits are and where the $1 million of jewelry has gone to. It is
Yes! Chat, finally somebody got away. Well, it only been a year. How long do it usually take them to find people that robbed them? It probably take like, what, 3 years, 5 years, then they give up? Like 3-5 years, then they give up. But it been a year so far, and they didn't fucking find them. Finally, somebody who hasn't got caught.
It is not understood which gang or operation they were involved with, but this seemed like a very professional job. Tokyo. The next robbery occurred in the city of Tokyo, a place which was at one stage home to the Comtesse de Vendôme, which is one of the most expensive necklaces in the world. The jewelry piece is composed of 116 diamonds, including a centerpiece.
Damn, that diamond fat as fuck. That diamond alone probably like $1 million. Nah, not $1 million. I'm oversaucing. Probably about like 200,000. That one diamond right there in the middle, 200,000 right there.
125 carat diamond, and is believed to be worth $31 million.
Damn!
But since 2004, nobody knows where this thing is. On March 5th, 2004, the Tokyo jewelry boutique Le Super Diamant Couture de Maki had some unexpected visitors. According to police reports, the robbery involved 2 men and 2 women. The men were expected to carry out the heist, while the women were on the lookout. Dorda Rasevich visited the boutique many times and posed as an eager customer. He was even shown the Comtesse de Vendôme by one of the staff, who believed that they could have their biggest ever sale coming soon at the store. Rasevich returned another day at 11:46 a.m., except this time he was accompanied by his friend, Alexander Radulovich. Radulovich had a pen and paper and looked to be writing something down, but he suddenly immobilized the clerk with pepper spray. Meanwhile, Rasevich broke the glass containing the Comtesse de Vendôme and snatched it for himself. Then both men ran out of the store and fled on motorcycles. The whole thing lasted less than 40 seconds. All 4 of them stayed at a hotel in Tokyo for a night before fleeing the country under fake Croatian and Czech passports. The next day, they boarded a plane for Paris and were thousands of miles away from the scene of the crime. The Japanese put all of their resources into finding the culprits, to the extent that they had 100 investigators working on it. 2 years later, 2 Serbian men were jailed in connection with the robbery. However, they refused to let the police know where the necklace is hidden or who they were working for. Rasevich even testified that it was an inside job and it was used to collect $100,000 worth of insurance money, something the authorities have refused to believe. One of the most surprising aspects of the crime is one of the women involved. Since the heist, Dorothy Fasola has been living in Scotland and working as a fish trader. In Aberdeen, she was known as a Fiat-driving seafood exporter who drove a hard bargain. On the other side of the world, she is believed to be the mastermind of one of the greatest robberies to ever take place in Japan. She was seen looking through jewelry shops in Tokyo days before the heist, and a Serbian prosecutor said, "Serbian members of the gang were in charge of the dirty jobs, but the real person behind the whole operation was Fasola. She was very good at covering her tracks. It was only thanks to security cameras that Japanese police have been able to trace her and to figure out the identity of the mysterious lady." Fasola was extradited to Italy for a different robbery, but released in 2011. Ultimately, the necklace has never been seen since, and it's unlikely that it is still out there. While these thieves were in Tokyo, they used their hotel phone to make calls to Sri Lanka, and people suspected that the necklace was sold through the black market. By now, it's more than likely that the precious diamonds on this necklace were recut and resold. Brooklyn. At a high-end jewelry store in Brooklyn, $2 million worth of jewelry was taken in 38 seconds. At 5 p.m., 3 masked gunmen raided Facet's Jewelry in Park Slope, Brooklyn. They threatened to shoot a worker while smashing the cases and looting the place of its expensive jewelry. According to the store owner, Irina Souley, the guy reaches into his pocket and pulls out a hammer. I didn't even understand how a hammer could fit in there. And he says, "And this is how you use a hammer." He smashed 3 of our main displays. Each of the 3 men had their own specific job. One man worked with the hammer, while another had a bag filled with jewelry. The third person, meanwhile, operated as a lookout. Souley says the whole thing lasted 38 seconds. They took 2.5 full cases of diamond engagement rings. These were pieces we've designed in-house and pieces we've collected, Art Deco and Edwardian rings. But obviously, it was less about the jewels they were taking and more about the danger she and her staff found themselves in. Honestly, it's very scary. I couldn't even talk yesterday. I was hyperventilating, crying, sobbing, and shaking. Of course, they had put plenty of preparation into the heist. They knew exactly what cases to take from. They only took the big-ticket items.
The guy holding the door yelled, "What the are you doing? Don't move, I'm going to shoot." And that's when I was like, okay, you know, we're not moving, we're not doing anything, we're just quiet. None of us said a word.
The situation touches upon something high-end jewelers face on almost a daily basis. For a lot of these stores, you cannot simply walk
Come on, man.
Be buzzed in by the staff. One of the men was buzzed in while the other hid behind. She did not want to deny him access to the store and let him straight in. A lot of jewelers will have to literally judge someone by their appearance and decide to not let them into their store. Souley said, "I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt. It's difficult. You try not to racially profile anyone."
See, this is exactly why you supposed to racially profile people. I ain't gonna lie, like, shit, like, you feel me? Like, if I see a black motherfucker, he look grimy and he look like he ain't got shit to live for, he might try to, run up on nigga, and then I have to phone Nick and shit. But this is exactly why I racially profile. I don't give a fuck. You feel me? I see a bum next to me, I'ma move. All type of shit, you feel me? I don't give a fuck. That's the reason, you see, if she would have racially profiled, it wouldn't have happened. You feel me? That's why you gotta do that shit though. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
and not be judgmental or discriminatory. Since then, Sulay has been nervous about opening the door up for anybody. I'm so frightened, I'm not even opening the door to my loyal clients, Sulay said. I even recognize who they are, and I won't let them in. The
Bitch,
store
you
said
good,
that
you'll
they
get
are
over it.
hiring a security guard and increasing its security measures as a result of this robbery. This happened in January 2023, and nobody has been charged yet, so presumably police are still actively looking for the culprits. Cannes in the south of France is world-renowned for its annual film festival, and in 2013, the Carlton Hotel experienced something straight out of a Hollywood film script. As this news report explains, it was a case of life imitating art.
And how about this? A brazen daylight multi-million-dollar jewel theft in the very hotel on the French Riviera that was the setting for a movie about a brazen jewel thief played by Cary Grant. It was all too real this time.
It was a special evening for the hotel.
The glamorous Carlton Hotel on the French Riviera is a favorite haunt of the rich and fabulously famous, which makes it a good place to exhibit diamonds, and turns out not a bad place to steal them either.
The exhibition was organized by the Leviev Diamond House, owned by Israeli billionaire Lev Leviev, and while the staff were loading the necklaces, the thief pulled off a speedy snatch and grab. He walked in with a gun and a scarf covering his face, and the staff simply had no other option but to hand it over. He did this all in the space of 27 seconds. The Carlton Hotel is located across a beautiful and busy seafront promenade. All the thief had to do then was simply blend in with the massive crowd outside. John O'Connor, a former head of the British police force, was almost full of praise about the criminal when speaking to CBS.
That's a classic way of getting away with it. Blend into the crowd. It's a brilliant piece of utterly simplistic, easy robbery.
Initially, the Carlton thought that the thief took €40 million worth of jewels, which is equivalent to about $43 million. However, they realized later on that it was €100 million worth of jewels that they had taken, or $109 million. One French police officer told The Guardian, "Thieves see Cannes as rich pickings. A full and urgent operation is underway to catch the culprit and recover these jewels." Another police officer told the Nice Matin newspaper, "The raid took place in broad daylight at a time when hundreds of tourists were enjoying the sunshine. It could not have been more daring. The thief took advantage of the crowds and the fact it was Sunday and the atmosphere was relaxed. As you can imagine, the thief is suspected to be a member of the Pink Panthers, and the heist has all the characteristics of their trademark snatch and grab robberies. Some even believe that it could be connected to thieves from the gang who escaped a Swiss jail that Thursday. On July 25th, Milan Poperic was freed after fellow
all these
gang
niggas supposed to be rich
and overcame security with AK-47s. Poperic is the third Pink Panther to break out of a Swiss jail in 2013. 10 days after the robbery, loss adjusted.
I ain't gonna lie, child. I want to join the Pink Panther now. I ain't gonna lie. The Pink Panther doing everything. Shit, let me join that bitch too.
Offered $1.3 million for information leading to the recovery of the stolen items and sent out released images of some of the stolen jewelry, but they have not heard a dicky bird since. Hong Kong, Part 2. Our final robbery takes us back to the beautiful city of Hong Kong. It was possibly the fastest amount of money a thief could possibly make, where they accumulated $3 million in just 10 seconds. In 2017,
10 seconds!
Sang Jewelry, which is also situated in the Tsim Sha Tsui district, except this time round, they did not even have to step foot inside the store to make the robbery. Expensive jewelry was on display by the window, and two thieves decided to take sledgehammers.
I ain't gonna lie, this is the dumbest shit ever. I don't understand why jewelry stores do that. Cause on God, that's the easiest lick ever. Sledgehammer. Hing. Get in that bitch. Yang, 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 yang. And take off, bro. Like, I don't know why they put all them raw ass. They dumb as fuck.
Smash the windows and take all of the items in a bag. A third person was working with them and allowed them to flee on a motorbike. A police spokesperson said, "The stolen property includes a diamond necklace, jade earrings, a diamond bracelet, and diamond rings. They were both wearing face masks and hats, but the police concluded that they were not ethnically Chinese. Ultimately, they were done and dusted in the space of 10 seconds. So even if the clerk called the police may not have even picked up the phone by the time they were still there." 9 pieces of jewelry were snatched in total. Apparently, they left an empty suitcase and a paper bag at the scene, which could prove useful for fingerprints. In September of that year, a woman was walking through Kowloon Park and noticed something sparkling in the ground. It was a diamond ring. She assumed it was fake and picked it up. However, when she got back to work, she realized that this diamond was found only 150 meters away from a jewelry store that was recently robbed. She thought it was a normal reaction to report it to the police and said her find was nothing worth reporting. She worked as a cleaner, so this piece of jewelry could have been life-changing for her, and
You dumbass bitch. You found You found a dime. You found a diamond ring. And you gave it to the police? She crazy than motherfucker. Hey. What? I'm selling that bitch. What the fuck? She tweaking like a motherfucker. Bitch, you clean up for a living, bitch. She cleans up for a living. And you gave the police the ring, G? I would have sold the fuck out that bitch. Stop posting links, warning. Ooh. Yeah, stop playing, boy, stop playing with Nightbot. Nightbot